the multiverse aligns. New mutated enhanced being of my kind. I rhyme to an iron heartbeat of Eddie Kane, the conqueror with the thought of Xavier's peace of mind. Look, match crafting a well-written in Hell's Kitchen, being blind, dare to see your Scott Summers eye to eye. Miles ahead, web slinging a line in this age of Voltron, you ain't even inclined. The real McCoy, your beast with mine. I'm from Sakar, barely age, I've increased the time. Fantastic as a force field formed by Sue. It's the arrival of Marvel of the Minds, it's been due. Go.
Yeah, first and foremost, what up, though? It's Marvel of the Minds. I'm Nametag Alexander. And of course, Peace of Mind is here as well. Peace, what's going on, good sir?
What's good, bro?
Hey, man. By now, they know why we here. Last time y'all listened to us or watched some of the clips, we discussed What If Season 2, or what we liked about the show, what we didn't like about the show. And then right after that, literally, what was it, like the next week? Marvel dropped, I want to say like maybe close to a week and a half, Marvel dropped their first of the Marvel Spotlight series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the new thing they're doing right now for the TV show Echo. Last we saw Echo, this is a character played by a dope actress, man, just for considering our circumstances, Laqua Cox. And this was the first of, like I said, the Marvel Spotlight series. Last time we saw Echo was in Hawkeye, right? Hawkeye made the announcement, he announced to her that basically, you beefing with me, but the reason that you come along all this way, pretty much you fighting a fight that's against the wrong person. You need to be going against Kingpin. And then that's what we pick up here. So thoughts about the show. Well, you know how we do with the Infinity Stone ratings, right? So out of, what was it, 6 stones or 5? It was 6 stones. 6 stones. I always forget. I always say 5, I guess, because, 5, but clearly there was a joint in the middle. Yeah. But out of 6 Infinity Stones, what did you rate this TV show?
I give it a 4 stone. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I enjoyed it. I would, I would bump it up a little bit, but I can't give everything, all the stones. So
yeah. I feel that. Yeah. I feel that. I would man, I'm gonna go ahead and say 3. Okay, I'm gonna give it 3, and that's not bad. For what this is. Glasses stuck. Damn it! What this is for what this this show was, obviously this was the first of the Marvel Spotlight series, and only reason I'm gonna give it a 3 is because I felt somewhere near the middle of the series, like they covered a lot with 5 episodes, right? But I do feel like somewhere in the middle of the series that they kind of sped things up and rushed it. And I think you might have said it. Where did I see this from? It might have been you. I don't know, but I almost feel as though they didn't have faith in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it did seem way too short. Like it was right after the halfway point that things just because I wasn't even watching the numbers of the episodes that I was on, or knew how many episodes there was. And we watched it the first night, and then I was gonna come back the next day, and I thought I had a few episodes left in it. And there was just the one episode 4. I was like, no, this ain't right.
Yeah, man. It definitely seemed rushed to me. I just was like, dang. And to me also, I would say 3 because the way it started. I do understand what they were doing with the Choctaw tribe and everything, but I also feel as though I think they kind of rushed right into that. I think it would have been dope if we could have got that maybe by episode 3. Or something, just interesting. Because when it came on, honestly, I was like, damn, and I think everybody can attest to this. I was watching oh shit, am I watching the right show? You know what I'm saying? I literally jumped back and looked I'm on the Hulu app, and I'm like, yo, this ain't the right show. But then I just fast forward a little bit ahead. I'm like, once I saw that when they were in the tent, I believe, that's when I knew I was like, okay, because I remember the little girl from just the clips that they shown her in the Hawkeye series. So I had to give it a 3 just based off just the pacing of it. It was way too fast, and just the way they started it, it just was y'all could have started that a little bit better.
I kind of liked the way that they started it because it like it by the end of it everything came full circle and you're
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
that's like so I liked that, like being thrown into it and being like, what the fuck? Like, I was watching it, I was like, yo, or like when they were the mud people or whatever
Hmm.
before they emerged, I was like, yo, are those the Shire or who are these
Yeah,
people?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what is going on?
Yeah, I think we was talking about that too, about off mic, about like, was this it wasn't though, come to find out, was it connected to the same tribe as Cohorty from What If season 2? But I don't think it
Hmm.
was, like, and from my understanding, like, we had the website and everything. I should have dropped it in here, but we had the website where they show like all the research that they did on that tribe. So I thought that was
Hmm.
dope. I also thought it was pretty great about how on point they were with Sign. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, with just because the actress alone is, she's deaf in real life. So it was like, oh snap. So you know what I'm saying?
There was only one part of all of that signing that by the end of the series really got under my skin, and
Was
that
that?
was when she was talking to her. Was it her uncle or just a close friend of the tribe, like the dude who managed the bowling alley?
Oh
Anytime
yeah,
he
yeah,
talked to her, he would talk in like short, and it
yeah.
was like, yo, 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 like, okay, maybe
Everybody
he's
had
not
their
that good at
different way.
signing.
Everybody
Yeah,
had their
but like,
different way. Yeah, he
because
was the
when
only
people,
one.
yeah, yeah, everybody would talk to her and they would talk, normal at a
Yeah,
normal speed
it
and
was a
doing the
flow
thing.
to
But
it.
him was it. I don't know, like I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
please, yeah,
everybody else had like a little bit more of a flow to it. His was a little
mm,
bit like jaunting. You know what I'm saying? It was
yeah,
jolting, like like,
yeah,
yeah. I see what you're
yeah,
saying. And
yeah,
also, to me, he spoke the loudest too with it. Like, where he was saying, like, he
mm,
spoke loud, but it was like louder than everybody else. Like, even Biscuits, or her cousin or whatever, he would kind of like
biscuits.
whisper it in a
Biscuits
sense,
was
like,
dope.
what did he say? I have dinner. And I ain't gonna do it because
Yeah,
I don't even want to look like I'm mocking like the community. But
yeah,
he
yeah,
he was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he was like, because I just thought about, like, dang, are we? I don't want it to look like we, the mocking him. But it was he was telling her he had dinner at 7, and the way he did, he was
Hmm.
kind of like real, like, just quiet about it though. Like, he was more like
Yeah,
calm with her about it. Even Bonnie, in a sense, her cousin Bonnie was like real calm about it as well.
yeah.
Her mom, like, everybody did have a more calm way, except her cousin. What was his name? I forget his name
I can't remember.
in the
Junior or
series.
no, I
In
can't
my mind, I
remember.
keep saying Victor. I don't know why. And
No.
no, you know what it is. What was the guy name at the bowling? And I'm jumping around now. The my man's, they damn, his eyes was like they shot his eyes out or some shit like that. That was crazy at the skating rink.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
He was like, he thought
yeah.
he was a villain, but he really wasn't. Because remember, they had, when a guy had kidnapped her or whatever,
Mm,
he was getting ready to try to kill her, and Kingpin is like no, like, he
yeah.
still want her alive or whatever. So as far as the standout of this, because we had some dope actors and actresses in here, I would say.
Mm.
Who was the standout to you?
I mean, really, for me, it would have to be Echo, just because of
Yeah.
what she did on screen without she had to use
Hmm.
all base actions and facial emotions and all that. Even the little girl version of her,
Yep.
like, I was like, damn.
Yeah. Shout out to Alako Cox, man. Now, and the one thing is too, we know the adult version of Echo is in real life, like we say, deaf, and also the leg. You know what I mean? And
Amputee, yeah.
that's not that way in the comics, from what I understand. But obviously in the comics, she's deaf.
Was
But
she? Uh, did she come up in the comics yet? Because she was a
she's a
brand new
fairly
character.
new character from what
Yeah.
I understand. But as far as the leg though, that wasn't a thing.
No.
They
Okay.
worked with the character, the actress in real life, and I thought that was pretty dope because they included that in her storyline. So I thought that was
Mm,
pretty fire, because they even replayed the scene where she was in the boxing ring or whatever, and she was like fighting my man's and like gave him the
yeah.
business or whatever. But like how you said, I agree as well with that. With I was gonna say Vincent D'Onofrio as
I
far,
mean,
but
yeah, that's
we
obvious. Like,
he's proven himself with what we saw
yeah,
him
yeah,
do, in
yeah.
movies prior, and also clearly the Daredevil Netflix
Mm,
series. So I was gonna say him, but I'm gonna roll with a lock with Cox on that one, man, just because it could have came off wrong. But we again, we saw how she performed in Hawkeye, and it was like, oh, this is great. You know what I mean? And when they first announced the series, I was like, I don't know how I feel about Echo. But then when it was like it's going to be TVMA, and then it was kind of like a similar Daredevil type vibe, which I'm gonna get to that about that TVMA rating as well. But you mentioned it as far as how just the physical acting, the looks on her face, like she was letting you know, like, I mean business. Like even when she would be joking though, like she was joking and like you got it, like she being funny. You know what I mean? So it was all I thought that was pretty dope. And even when that was a dope scene too on the train where she was going to put the explosion on Kingpin's operation. And she was with Biscuits and he's looking. He said, what did she tell him? She said, use the moonlight or something. And he was like, why? She like to see me or whatever. And then she stood back and just dropped. I was like, yo, that is crazy. That was sweet. But she was kind of like even joking then. But she just was so like daring. And it was like, yeah, man, I give her a props for that. Like she stood out to me for that. Cause I was literally forgetting like, oh yeah, she can't like talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that was just throwing me. She had her grunts and everything like, when she would get hit and stuff. Or if she was pissed, like you kind of heard her grunt a little bit, but it was like damn, like it's so much, man. Even with the little details, which was in Hawkeye, and I didn't even think about it. What was the scene in Hawkeye where Kate went to her apartment or something like that, and the way that Echo Maya knew that they were there, or I think it was just Kate solo. The way that she knew they was there is because the light that would go off. And remember, we didn't know then, seeing it like, yo, like what's going on? Like, why is this light going off? But clearly that was just somebody's at her door or whatever. Man, like, yeah. So she proved herself then, and she just proved herself in the show as well. Now, did you have a high key scene of the series? Because we don't got to go episode for episode per se, and also a low key scene.
Tackle it all. The high key, I'd say, was just how savage Kingpin was. Like, even in like not like what we saw in Daredevil, like with him smashing the dude's head in the car.
This was
like
the more Disney version.
Even still, just like like you had mentioned earlier about the translator, like translator number 3, like getting off to like he's just off in translators like hotcakes, and I was like, damn, like.
So you would say your high key scene was, I guess, him just beating the brakes off of the ice cream, Mr. Ice Cream Man, like
just him in general. Like he's just crazy. I love him as Kingpin. I'm so happy that they're bringing that universe.
And they coming back with the Defenders too, I heard. All of them. So I'm imagining they get Mike Coulter back. Let's do Luke Cage. Let's get him done. Let's make that right. You know what I mean? Just because like season 1 started off so incredible and then it just ended like so.
Like I wonder if we're gonna get Misty Knight and Rosario too.
I think so. I would hope so. Yeah, I think so.
Rosario seems to have a good relationship with Disney /
Yeah, and then because remember, what was season 2? Oh, the Bushmaster. Yeah, season 2, and it was so dope, man. Them fights was like heat, but it also dropped off near the end. Yep.
So wasn't the dude that played what was that Slickback? Not Slickback. What was the dude?
Diamondback. Diamondback.
Isn't he playing Blade? Like
no, you think about Cottonmouth.
Cottonmouth, that's what I'm thinking.
Cottonmouth that plays, but he died anyway, right?
Oh, did he die?
Yeah, remember he died. His sister his sister killed him. What was her name? Alfred Woodard's name in this? I forget. It was. I ain't watched Luke Cage in so long, but he was his sister killed him.
Years since I've seen it. Okay.
She like shot him or something, or I forget. She killed him though. I mean, he fell off the top of the balcony or whatever. He fell off something. It was inside the building because they were like fighting with each other. like arguing or whatever, and he died that way. And now it was the series just dropped off. Season 1 just dropped off after that. It was like he was the reason we were tuned in to Luke Cage. Like once we got past the allure of like Luke Cage itself, and he was like, "Yo, like Cottonmouth is fire." So yeah, I would watch that again just up until that his character dies off because Luke Cage was dope. But it got super like cheesy season 2, man.
I wasn't into the Bushmaster season.
Yeah, I would say my high key scene was. I'm shocked you didn't say it, man. The Daredevil appearance, like.
Oh well, yeah.
But it's a giveaway. It's a given. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a given.
Well,
because
I mean that's what high key's supposed to be too. You know,
he showed up and comic accurate or whatever. But what was so dope to me is like when he kicked her and he realized like she had the prosthetic. It was like like he kicked her. And we were like, oh shit! But she was working him though. She was working him in the beginning at first because he kicked her so far across the room, but she was handling him though too. Like even Kingpin said it, like of all my men, like you gave him the hardest time, away, like and walked away, because he, Daredevil used to beat the brakes off Kingpin's people, but and it was just so dope because in my mind I'm like, he's blind, she's deaf.
I thought about that too, like how like, and then I was like, oh, but he can technically see. So if she's signing, he can see her signing with his echo.
So I didn't know that. Shit. I didn't know that. I thought he just couldn't see, so he could see like the shadows or something like with.
It's something like it's like echolocation kind of like I think they showed it. He see like it's all everything's like red for him. Like it's like red and black, and he can see like images and shit. Like that's not like dope. Super detailed, but yeah.
Wow,
he can
I didn't know that.
Technically see.
That was an interesting fight though. I'm like, yo, like so she's deaf, he's blind, like they scrapping with each other. But and it's I wonder, did he know though? You know what I'm saying? Probably did he know? Because if you scrapping, like you ain't doing too much talking. So like she's going, and he knew she was going for the guns. Like she was going like nope. Like, but then by the time, all right, there you go. Lost you there. But it's like he knew or whatever, but then he got up out of there like nah, until next time. You know what I mean? But a low key scene for me that, and we touched on it a little bit earlier, but it was about the whole thing with the signing with the translator. And somebody pointed this out to me. Shout out to them over at Frames Per Second, and they were like, yeah, in the caption it says translator number 3. And I'm just in my mind, I'm thinking, like, oh, this is probably the same woman. So I don't know, was it a different woman or just over time? Like he's been through that already a couple translators up until this one and just killing them off. Like, like you did your part, you got to die. You know too much. Because why else would she say that? You know what I'm saying? Like she was like, I won't say anything. I didn't see nothing or whatever. And just, you got to go. You know too much. Sorry. Like that was fucked up. Like damn. So yeah, man. Then we got. Go ahead.
So my low key would be, not like you said earlier. There's probably not a connection, but there are so many similarities with the, Kahori and the pool with the lady clearly got like powers from or whatever before they emerged. And the fact that the voice of Kahori was her cousin.
You pointed that out. Oh, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw her, I was like, oh hell yeah, because like she was super dope in the Reservation Dogs. So who knows?
I heard that show is dope. That's on Hulu as well. Yeah, everybody can check that out. Yeah, I might have to take
really good.
Take a look at that.
Yeah,
because it was that, and I remember seeing
a bunch of the people that were in Reservation Dogs were in Echo.
I did hear that. Because I remember seeing about Reservation Dogs around the same time as The Bear. Which shout out to that show because they just snatched up 9, I think, Emmys. Cleaning up,
and that was for the first season of The Bear. They didn't even do awards for the second season yet.
Like, based off the series. Oh shit, man, that's crazy.
Second season. What have you've watched all the Bear?
Hell yeah. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
with Jamie Lee Curtis, like she's
What
gonna
was it?
win something.
What was that Thanksgiving dinner? Or was it Christmas? It was like Christmas dinner. One of those episodes. The
Dinner,
fishes. I think it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
No. That was that the fishes episode. Was that what it was called?
Or the forks,
The
or the
forks.
fork.
That was the episode where they were at. Yeah,
Yeah,
Thanksgiving dinner. Forks. Yeah, man. I'm
that
not
was so
gonna
good.
throw it. I'm not gonna throw it. And he throws
Yeah.
it. Like,
Ooh,
man, I wonder
so
now.
good.
Now that brings it right over in here because we said they tying in the Netflix series are canon. So I
Mm-hmm.
wonder, are y'all bringing in the Punisher? And if y'all are we
Yeah,
getting, you know what I'm saying, John Bernthal?
he's rumored to be in it, and like I saw something with him talking about it, and he said this was even a while ago, and they've been talking since then, but that
Uh-huh.
he only would come back if it was done right. Like he's not coming for no bullshit. He's not gonna let them candy coat him and come on some soft shit. Like he
Oh, he ain't
wants
coming
to
back
be
then.
Punisher.
He ain't coming
I
back then.
don't, you know, like I've been saying, they've been pushing their of what they'll allow for a while now. Everything that comes out, not every single thing, because Marvels, but they pushing it and pushing it and pushing it.
Yeah.
They, said fucking in Guardians, like, yo,
Right,
like
right.
Guardians, like, okay. They're pushing the violence too, like a little bit by a little bit by a little bit. By the time that Daredevil comes out,
What will be the test is when we see because I mean we're getting Deadpool supposedly in July.
that will be the
That'll be
test.
the test. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and we saw season. I mean, we saw the first movie, the second movie, and how just reckless and bloody that shit was. So we'll
And
see come the third film.
regardless of what people say, the same people that say the Venom movies should be R-rated, like this and that, they did a Deadpool. What is it? Deadpool 2, PG-13 version. You
Mhm.
remember that Once Upon a Deadpool or whatever? That was still a great movie, and it still was Deadpool. But it obviously would be better if it was full on R.
That's what's making me nervous. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
because even with this, it was like it was okay. We saw some blood, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
super TV and man. It wasn't like Daredevil. Like every episode, he was getting the brakes beat off of him, like blood, like man.
But compare this in like other more recent things to where we were like 5 years ago and what they would show. Like people were all going crazy that Thanos got his head chopped off, and it
Oh yeah,
wasn't bloody.
yeah,
It wasn't that gruesome. Like it was just boom, head gone. Okay, that's
yeah.
that.
That's a
And
fact. That's true.
they have pushed it way past that since then. People's eyes being pushed in and fucking
Man,
all types of shit. Like, yeah, I
that
think,
skating scene was crazy. Like my
yeah,
man's
yeah,
walked
yeah,
away. Like oh no, bow out of there.
yeah,
Just laid.
yeah.
I forget his name. I want to say he had like a it wasn't even a unisex name. It was just like that literally was a woman. I think it was like Vicky or something like that. The guy that worked at the skating rink or whatever, and she knew he was a jerk. She was telling him, she's like, "Yo,
Yeah,
man's at work for you. He's a jerk." So yeah. Yeah, the scene before Daredevil showed up and like dude was like trying to like frisk her and feeling her. The look on her face. That's why I said the physical acting was just crap. She just looked like, man, this guy right here, dog. Like it's just like flip this joint around so quick. She was cold.
And then beat his ass after once they got
Yeah.
inside.
She even looked at him like, you again. Like woo, man, the Daredevil scene, her and him fighting, that was a great fight. But prior to that, though, like when she came to after like snapping my man and the sound like design or whatever, and they were like kind of bring you into her world, like, okay, this is how I don't want to say sound, but this is the vibration of it is how it is to her. So let's bring y'all into that. So you're not hearing it, but you getting the this is like you hearing the bumps and everything. You get man, that was so dope. And then this dude just tackles her. She gets him up, just like boom, cracks his neck. Like, oh, that was so dope, man. Super dope. And then she finally comes to and just that chair kick, like, oh man, then what made it so dope. So, like I said, we know she's not able to hear. She got the leg the prosthetic leg or whatever, and then on top of that, am I saying that right? Prosthetic leg? I feel like I'm
Yeah.
yes, I don't know why I'm thinking of something else, but she got the leg or whatever. And then on top of that, she does her own stunts. Yep. I'm like, yo, she's like around the time. How old is she? I don't even think she's 30 yet. I know because I feel like I looked it up because I remember I was just looking up everything about the show. She was like 27 maybe or about to be 28 or something like that. Her own stunts, oh yeah, she gonna go a long way in like in the industry, man. If they use her right though. Use her right. Don't just use like bring it like make it to where we don't even know she's deaf until like she gotta do you know what I'm saying? Like cause that she was killing it this series, man. I was like, oh, fire. This is fire. I do respect that they focused on what it was. You know, it was a spotlight series or whatever. So I thought that was pretty dope. They focused on that, and it wasn't like all over the place. I just like I say, my only thing was it was too fast, and I just didn't like how they literally started with. And I guess they had to do that. Now that I think about it, with it only being 5 episodes, this is obvious that some stuff was cut. You could tell they left some stuff in the cutting room floor. Like, oh, we can't use this. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you know what I'm saying, but I don't know. Maybe after thinking about it, I may give it a 4, but I will say like 3. I'm still riding with my 3. As far as how it ended, though, how do you feel about that?
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited for Mayor Fisk.
No, I ain't talking about that. Not
that's. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the final fight, man. I was a little underwhelmed with that.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was okay. Like I get where they were going with it and going for it, but I thought you were talking about
well, that I was like, oh, I know what's about to happen from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but just like that final fight, just
I liked how Fifth like got up and was like, "What the fuck did you just do to me?"
Yeah.
You know,
what
and
did you do?
Was completely freaked out. Like that was cool, but the fight as a whole, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great.
Like it didn't seem goofy, but at the same time, like I said, it falls in again. It was like y'all left something out that y'all could have left. You know what I mean? But I guess it all boils down to like business decisions and everything. Who am I? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like man, yeah. So I really didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, that could have went better. Like they could have even. I don't want to say they could have skipped it because he was there to like try to murk her family, but then obviously they had the power of their ancestors and were able to use that to not even they fought his men, but I wanted to see a bare bones fight between Echo and Kingpin because we know Kingpin gonna scrap, and that didn't happen. It's just like she just grabbed him and did her the magic on him, and it was like you know what I'm saying? But
well, she had her little epiphany, you know what I'm saying, where she didn't want to beat the fuck out of him. You know, she didn't want to hurt him. She wanted to just be done with it and try to heal him because her mom or what do they call her grandma? Said that her mom was a healer and healed people, and so like she's like, oh shit, well maybe I can heal him. So
So as far as like
what they were going for.
But it goes back to what I was saying as far as like they left something out. You know what I'm saying? They left a couple probably episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it literally we know it wasn't just 5, but they worked with what they had, still got it done. But now as far as you was talking about, it wasn't even a post credit scene technically. It just was how it ended. That was you would consider that a post credit? Okay.
You hit the skip. It popped up on the screen. Skip credit or whatever. You hit the button. It goes through the credits, and then boom.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So we got Mayor Fisk coming or his run for mayor. You know what I'm saying? So we know that's what we getting come Daredevil Born Again. Now, what do you think happens with Echo? Like with her character, is she going to be a part? I doubt she's going to be a full part of Daredevil Born Again because she's already had her own show. But like, we kind of got I feel like we got a closing for Fisk, Kingpin more than we did Echo. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm wondering like, what's next with her?
Yeah, I don't know. It could. it's up in the air.
Yeah.
At this point, who knows what they're gonna do with her, where they're gonna go with it. She could pop up in Daredevil. She could. She would be a good addition to the street level heroes. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. So I just don't want them, because now that she got her powers from the ancestors, I don't want them to do the whole, oh, she's a mutant too. Like, let's not do this whole.
Yeah.
Even though in the comics I did look online and saw that they had her at one point with the Phoenix Force, but a lot of people had the Phoenix Force. But just don't go this. Everybody ain't got to be a mutant. Some people just let them have a street level, situations, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
They gave Echo the Phoenix Force.
From what I saw online, yeah, at one point she had it.
She's like so new. Like that's like. I
mean, from what I was looking at on the internet, man, they was just giving out the Phoenix Force. Yeah,
like, here you have a Phoenix Force, and you have no.
Yeah, this like in like 2004, everybody was getting the 300C. Like that's giving it out like that.
I didn't think Echo was around back in 2004.
I don't know exactly when. No, they're saying like this was recent. I don't know if it was then. I had to look up when her character came to play. I feel like her character came around like. Don't give me the lying. Somebody, because I know Miss Marvel came around like 2012, I want to say.
Yeah, I swear I thought that Echo was like a brand new character that they made for the Hawkeye series, and that they had like put her into the comics right around that time, like I thought.
Yeah, man.
That's what I thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
We're going to see. Just don't mutant her up. Just don't do the mutant thing with her, man. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, man. So next up, we know Deadpool is in July this year, and then also I heard before that it's supposed to be X-Men 97. So we shall see. You know what I mean? But obviously in between there, I do want to do some episodes in between there. I don't know, maybe do some like probably some reviews on some of the earlier phases. I think that'd be kind of dope because those movies still hold up so perfectly. It's like, why not? And people still talk about them and reference them online all the time. You know what I mean? So, I definitely want to get us my man's Dova on. I know. Oh, we gotta get Rogue Dynamo on here. Like she's heavy into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so we gotta get her on here.
We gotta get Red in here.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, Red.
Yeah, Cliff, where you at?
Come on, man. Come on, Cliff. I know you're busy though. I know you have, and it's well worth it. He's a working man. So we definitely got to get him, man. We get Cash, get him on here. Yeah, because we've had Rufio, we had my guy Young. So we had D's on here. Yeah, we had a few guests, man. So let's start around because that's the basis of the show anyway. Just Marvel characters and those from the Marvel Cinematic Universe from the perspective of MCs and producers. So yeah, man, I'm with it. So, hey, let them know where they can find you at.
Peace of Mind 313 across everything.
Yes, sir. And as well, Nametag Alexander across the board, all streaming platforms, social media. And until next time y'all actually hear from us, this will be episode 30, man. Yeah. When did we started like August 2022, I feel like. Yeah. Yeah, August 2022. First episode was about the Submariner. This was before Black Panther, before Wakanda Forever dropped. It was like we did it a few months prior to that. Yep.
Damn.
Yes, sir. But until next time, y'all, it's Marvel of the Minds. Peace.
Oh, man. As the multiverse aligns, new mutated enhanced being of my kind. I rhyme to an iron heartbeat of Eddie Kane, the conqueror with the thought of Xavier's peace of mind. Look, match crafting a well written in Hell's Kitchen, being blind, dare to see your Sky Summers eye to eye. Miles ahead, web slinging a line in this age of Voltron. You ain't even inclined. The real McCoy, your beast with mine. I'm from Sakar, barely age. I've increased the time. Fantastic as a force field formed by Sue. It's the arrival of Marvel of the Minds. It's been due. Go.